Okay, so even though it does not feel like it, we are still in winter for a few more weeks. It's like 72 outside. That's why now is the time to start thinking about spring cleanup for your garden. If you guys didn't know, I'm a little bit of an amateur gardener, and I'm very excited. Erin Bird, the interim director of marketing at Denver Botanic Gardens, who I love, is here, as well as Jennifer Miller, assistant manager of horticulture, is also here now. Good to see you both.
It's great to be here.
Very excited. Okay, so Jenny, I want to start off by addressing how dry this winter has been. I mean, we got rain like yesterday, and I did a rain dance outside. So should I be watering constantly right now to get it ready?
You never want to water constantly.
Okay, because that's my problem.
Yeah, so generally we say water once or twice a month in winter, and you want to deep water.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means you want water to just trickle in, go slowly into the soil.
Got it.
And generally we say with mature trees, it's 10 gallons per inch of diameter.
Oh, wow.
If it's a new tree, it's not yet established, we say 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons. But you also don't want to overwater.
I know.
So you got to be careful you don't get too worried and start, pouring water on your young trees. How you can determine whether you should water is you can go down about 6 to 12 inches into the soil.
Okay.
If it's hard, or when you try to hold it together, it crumbles, then that's a good sign that you need to water your trees.
Okay.
And as the sap is rising right now, the plants are pulling in more water, and increasingly they're going to need more water.
I see.
So it's very important, if we're going into a drought, which it seems like we are, that we are watering our trees to lower their stress levels. And I will say too, if we have a sudden downturn in temperature, and the temperature is 40 degrees or above, always never water your garden unless the air is 40 degrees or warmer.
I gotcha.
And there's no snow cover, the ground isn't frozen. But if we're going into this dip in temperature, I really recommend you go out there if it's a 40 degree or warmer day and water everything, because water is very insulating to plants, and that will help moderate the influence of these dips in temperature.
Okay, that'll help chill everybody out.
Yeah, it'll help them ease into it with lower stress.
I mean, it helps humans too. If you feel dry and crumbly, you definitely want to take your water, for sure.
And that's an important thing. Make sure you're hydrated when you're out there gardening.
Yeah, totally. Okay, Jenny, March is typically the snowiest month in Colorado, but it's also a really good time to garden. Why is that?
It's sort of counterintuitive. You think, oh, there's all the snow. When are you going to go out and garden? Well, typically we have these big snowfalls followed by fairly dry periods and snowfalls. So at the gardens, we're rushing out between these big events to garden. And why it's such a great time is that it's sort of an in-between time when sap is starting to rise, there's this momentum building, and you want to capitalize on that.
I see.
So if there's a shrub that you wanted to move last summer, and you knew you couldn't move it because it would be too stressed. Now, if it's still dormant, this is like prime time to move it.
Okay.
Because there's this energy building inside the shrub, and as soon as you move it over, if you do all the things you're supposed to, make a nice big hole, water it in, mulch it, then it's going to really settle in and take off.
Amazing.
And trees too, this is a great time to prune. You can still see the structure of the tree. And with the sap coming up, it's going to heal those wounds a lot faster.
Wow, this is all very human. It'll heal those, really. Okay, so whether you're a seasoned gardener, what should we be doing this month?
Cutting back some perennials.
So pruning,
So the hardy perennials, anything that's growing at the base, you can cut down the stalks. If it's something like a scabiosa where you have living and dried things, what I do is I come in with the gloved hand and I vigorously go like this, and all the dead drops off. It's just be really careful. We have some shallow-rooted plants like peonies and hellebores where their buds are coming right up at the base. So when you go in to snip the dead leaves, or you have to be really careful.
You're not cutting those off.
So you don't cut off the buds.
Yeah, okay, because that's important. Now, Erin, say someone is still very intimidated by gardening. It is overwhelming. I'm like, zone 4, I got my thing over here, my thing over here. How can the Denver Botanic Gardens help?
We have a lot of education programs throughout the year, and that include a lot of great gardening classes. And we have in the spring our new gardener boot camp, which is all of the highlights of our beginner garden classes thrown into one day. And so it's March 14th at the gardens, and we also have an online version in the middle of April. And it's a handful of teachers that teach these classes, and it's the best place to start for like how to determine what type of soil you have, garden planning, what plants to use, watering, pest control, everything in one day.
Unbelievable. Sunlight, where to put things in the
Yes.
sunlight. Okay, how do we get tickets to this? Or do we need tickets?
Yes, you need to register for a ticket, and that's at our website, botanicgardens.org.
Okay, unbelievable. I'm so excited to start seeing, when you first start seeing crocuses and the, iris, it's very exciting for me. Okay, so thank you both for being here today. That new gardener boot camp is taking place again, I want to mention March 14th. You can also get inspiration from walking around the gardens as well. I used to take my mom in wheelchairs and wheel her all over, it was amazing. Get tickets or reserve your spot in a class now at botanicgardens.org.